Alright, so yesterday we went riding in the Pine Barrens. We took the ATVs and the bikes, and we went riding, what was it, like 6 o'clock, and we got out at like midnight. I'm not going to reveal the location in the Pine Barrens that we were for legal reasons, I guess. I'm not, I'll be honest with you guys, I do believe in Bigfoot. I believe, but the Jersey Devil, it's just not something I really believed in. I'm not saying that's what it was, but we were like riding out on the way out, and the center of the quad, like the motor got stuck. So it shut off. We shut off our bikes, pitch darkness. And my buddy's a piney, so he grew up there. He knows everything about it, up and down. Wharton, from Wharton to Double Trouble State Park, he knows everything. So we were stuck for that second. It was me, him, and his little nephew, and we shut the quads off. The bikes, the quads are all off. Darkness. We're trying to, see what's going on, trying to get it out of the little sand hill that we got caught on. But there was like this. I thought it was a lynx maybe or something, because I know they sound like screaming women. But like we heard like a really loud screech. Like it was like a screech. Like I have not never heard something like that. Oh my god, I'm like getting the chills right now. Oh, it was so spooky. I mean, my anxiety was up. But so we heard the screech, and his nephew grabbed him, and he's like, "What was that?" And he's like, "Just pay attention to the quad, bud. We gotta fix you up and get you out. Don't look behind you." And I'm sitting there, and I'm like, "Bro, I'm shitting my pants." I'm like, "Dude, I answer the kid's question. What is that?" Like, he's like, "I don't know." He says, "Every time I come to the spot, I always get screamed at on the way out." And I'm like, "Screamed at?" I said, "That wasn't a person yelling." I said, that's clearly wasn't a person." And he goes, "Whatever." He doesn't even care. So we're driving out. Eventually we started up. We only had the quad lights as our only vision. The dirt bike had no light. So we're riding out, and we finally get to a point where we can see some of the local roadway. And as we're coming out, we heard a screech, the same screech, and this must have been like a half a mile further down, and we heard like a screech again, and it sounded like it was a little distant, like a little bit, but semi close, and like it had bass, like I felt it through the ground, and I am serious. There's something out there. I don't know, man. I don't even necessarily believe Mother Leeds that story. I believe it was just a deformed child, and back then they would just, label you as some sort of a, diseased human or cursed by the devil. You know what I mean? There's stories that the child was deformed. They went to Mount Holly, they threw him down the well, that story. You know what I mean? I've been there too. But this was weird, man. I wasn't thinking about any of that stuff when it happened. That's the crazy part. I wasn't thinking about that stuff. It just happened. Like, it was a screech. Like, it sounded like a pig, but the bass of like a bear. Like, I have no freaking. I wanted to call the cops so bad, but I couldn't because where we were. So I couldn't call the police. You know what I mean? Or the rangers. I'm not sure if we were even in like any of the state park region. I don't know, but it's pitch black, like darkness. And the creepiest part is when we were driving down there was one more trail. It was just a straight ride out. I looked back to see if his nephew was still with us, and he was right by me, right behind me. But behind him, there was like this orange yellow. There were like orange yellow glowing, like they look like eyes. I don't know. It could have just been an animal. That could just be, you know what I mean. But the lights were all, you know what I mean, in front of us. This was behind us and far behind us. And that was it. And we got out, and I told him when we got back, he's like, "Dude," he's like, "don't tell my mother about that." He's like, "She will not let CJ come out with us again if she knows that we heard something like that." And I'm like, "Are you kidding me right now?" I'm like, "This is getting crazier than I thought." And then he finally told me, he goes, "Dan, I've lived here all my life." He's like, I'm not saying nothing about the Jersey Devil. He's like, I don't know. He's like, that forest is big. He goes, it's massive. He goes, anything can live in there. He's like, I don't know. He's like, there could be bears. He's like, there could be, you know what I mean? You just don't know. And it really is, there's places out there that haven't been touched or stepped on for thousands of years, you know, and you go out there, man, there's random graves, like the birthplace of the Jersey Devil, supposedly. You know, the natives called it Popwessing, which means land of the dragon or place of the dragon, which is weird because of the Jersey Devil story. But boy, man, I'm telling you, it's like another world out there. You guys got to be real careful in the Pine Barrens. It's like, I'm used to it. I've been going to the Pines my whole life, but a lot of people out there that are trying to go out there and see something, hear something, it's not like Oregon. It's not like the Adirondacks. It's not, you know what I mean, from east to west, it's north to south. It's like a different world. I mean, white sand, pine trees, ticks, like the worst ticks that you'll ever get are out there. I mean, cranberry bogs, blueberries the size of golf balls. I mean, it's just so nice. It's pretty, but that had me shook. I really can't wait to go out again. I might go today, but I just want to tell you guys a little story because I've never heard something like that in the woods. I mean, that did not sound like a person or an animal. I don't know what the hell it was, but now I see what people are talking about. Because, like, I mean, it could have just been a person, you know? Maybe somebody had a speaker out there. I don't know. But I heard something, and I did want to tell the police, but like I said, I couldn't call them, because if I did, you know. Anyway, that was my story. I'm going to probably post some videos if we go out there today. We'll keep our eye open.